career coach from Raichu, and I'm the moderator of today's webinar. And this webinar is hosted by UNDP, Project Code Unnati, and Heddle High Foundation in partnership with SAP Labs. HHH is the implementing Project Code Unnati, which empowers youth for future employability skills and entrepreneurship through a multi-year partnership project between United Nations Development Program and United Nations volunteers supported by SAP India. The project aims to improve access to entrepreneurship and employment opportunities for young people and especially girls, while also empowering them to make informed decisions. The project activities are implemented across 3 districts in state of Karnataka, in Bangalore Rural, Dakshina Kannada, and Raichur. Through the project, HHH will provide career guidance and counseling to 12,000 youth from 50 government academic institutions, including pre-university, university, and ITI, as well as Polytechnic, over a period of 1 year. Youth will also be linked to various scholarships and schemes, as well as apprenticeships. For this purpose, we are planning online session through a corporate in Karnataka, local employers, industry associations, and successful entrepreneurs who can effectively guide the youth for what skills and courses to look for. What are the current job opportunities and how should they plan their career in a specific sector? As you all know, the importance or the agenda of this particular webinar is scheduled to provide the requisite information about job opportunities in the blockchain sector. So today we have an expert to address all the students with us. And so now I would like to introduce you to Mr. Pradeep Mr. Pradeep Atmaram is an alumni of MES College, Bangalore. He has close to a decade of work experience. He has begun his career with Grey Caps as a manager research in 2013. Since 2016, he has been involved in the blockchain sector working with Easter Egg Transfer, which is a Singapore-based company, before taking over a marketing and communication manager, subsequently with Everdex Global, a Singapore company as well. And it has been head of communications for Neuron Chain, a Hong Kong company, and also he led marketing at Propine. Since 2021, he has been leading Calamint as a director marketing. If you talk about Calamint, is one of the first NFT marketplaces on Tezos as a pioneer of the clean NFT movement. So, and this is all about our today's speaker, Mr. Pradeep Atmaram. So welcome to this webinar, sir.
Thank you so much, Megha. Thank you for the introduction.
And shall we begin with the questions, sir?
Absolutely, Megha. Let's go.
Okay. So please take us through your career journey, the different organizations you have worked with after completion of your bachelor's from MES College.
Sure. So right after my college days, I started my career with Grey Caps. Grey Caps is one of the biggest knowledge services company in Asia, mostly into the quizzing and the publishing sector. So I started off as a research executive there, mostly writing questions and also writing some knowledge content, so factual content. And I also used to host quizzes, and that's where we kind of got into the students' mindset, and we had to think of what they require, what they need to know, and things like that. After that, I kind of joined the space of blockchain, which was very new at the time when I joined in 2015. And so it was for Easter Egg first. So I used to work out both India and Singapore, and we were kind of the pioneers of blockchain in India for sure. And after that, I moved to another company called Everdex in Singapore, which was very similar to Easter Egg, but it was more established in a more advanced stage in the development of the company. My last one was Propine, which was a Singapore government organization, which was using blockchain technology for investments and things like that. And currently, I'm the director of marketing at Calamint, and Calamint is actually an NFT marketplace. So there is something interesting if you kind of see the journey of how I kind of progressed in the different blockchain companies. So there is every company that I have worked for, although it's all the base is blockchain, it shows the different opportunities in the blockchain space itself. So the first one was mostly into money transfer. The second one was more into um, banking, giving bank accounts to people who are in, let's say, in impoverished areas, especially in Burma and in Laos. So people did not have access to banks, but they had mobile phones. So you're thinking, saying, how can we use blockchain and give a bank account to people with just their phones and internet? They need not necessarily have a bank branch or a bank account. And so after that was Propine, which was mostly in the investment space. So how can you invest your money using on the blockchain technology? And right now it is in the NFT space. So there are like possibly 500 different variants that you can all do just on the blockchain space. So it's kind of that actually shows how big the space is and how there is space for everybody, even new people, to come in and thrive.
Thank you, sir, for taking us through your journey. And yes, ಸೊ ನೀವು ಗ್ರೇ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಯುವರ್ MES, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಚುಲರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಸಕ್ತಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ?
ಮೇಘಾ ಅವ್ರೆ, ನಾನು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನಾನು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಬಿಟ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಟ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಕಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಟ್ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನೋ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಾನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಏನ್ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ನಮ್ದು ಈ ಕಂಪನಿಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನಾವು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಯಾಕೆ ನೋಡ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗೊತ್ತು, ನೋಡೋಣ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಹಂಗೆ ಕೇಳೋ ತರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್ ತಂದಿದ್ದು. ಆದ್ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿ ಅವಾಗ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಶುರು ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದೇನೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಈಜು ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇದು ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಇಳಿಯೋವರೆಗೂ ಈಜ್ ಹೊಡಿಯಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಆಚೆಯಿಂದ ಈಜ್ ಹೊಡಿಯೋ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಇಳಿಯೋವರೆಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಓಕೆ, ಏನೇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಏನು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಆ ತರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ನಮ್ದು ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಜರ್ನಿ.
Okay, fine, sir. And what is the knowledge, skills, and mindset required for fresh graduates to build a career in blockchains?
ದ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ನ್ಯೂ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು 10-12 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇರೋದು. ಸೊ ಒಂದ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಏನಿರೋದು ಇನ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಆಸ್ ಅಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಎನಿವೇರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ನೀವು ಏನೋ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋದು ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರೆಲ್ಲಾರು ಅವ್ರಾಗವ್ರೆ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿರೋರು, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಇಂದ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇರೋದು. ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಶೇರಿಂಗ್, ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗಿಂದ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಬರಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ದ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮೂವ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟಿಂಗ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಿಮ್ದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಜಾಬ್, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಹೊಸ ಏನಾರೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕಂಪ್ನಿಯವರು. ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಂಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್. ನೀವೇ ಓದ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ನೀವೇ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಓನ್ಲಿ ದೆನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಾಸಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕುತೂಹಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್. ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೀಡ್ a formal education, you don't need to know coding, I can't code. ನನಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೋಗೋದು. ನನಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಜಾವಾ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ and you should always keep learning new things. And ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ದು 8 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಕೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ. Every day I learn at least 10 new things only from the blockchain space that I did not know yesterday. ಅಷ್ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟೇ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟೆಡ್. ಅದಾದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಅದು ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ನೀಡ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್, just the general interest, knowledge, and networking in the 100%, you can kind of make a career for yourself in the blockchain space.
So you say that self-learning and interest.
Yes.
So these
absolutely.
are the major aspects to build a career in blockchain sector. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
sir. And what is cryptocurrency? So ನೀವು cryptocurrency ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. So actual ಆಗಿ cryptocurrency ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, and how is this different from blockchain?
Okay, so this is possibly the most important question that people need to understand. Andre idu whatever I'm going to say next, please everybody who is watching or you're rewatching or whatever, please ensure that this is one tara it's in your head. Blockchain idu bari ಒಂದು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಲೆಡ್ಜರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ತರ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಫೋನ್ ಪೇ, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಪೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ನೀವು ಅಮೆಝಾನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಬೇಸ್ ಏನು ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಹಂಗೆ. ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ದುಡ್ಡು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ಫೋನ್ ಪೇ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ. ಫೋನ್ ಪೇ, ಗೂಗಲ್ ಪೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ತರ. ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಬೇಕೇ ಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ನೆಸೆಸಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್. ಬಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್. ಅದ್ರ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಪಾಡಕ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲಿ cryptocurrency is a money transfer system built on blockchain. Cryptocurrency is not blockchain. Bitcoin is not blockchain. Bitcoin is just one of the elements or one of the features built on a blockchain anta itkolli.
Okay.
So blockchain important. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ, ಏನದು, ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದಾ, ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್. ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಬಿಟ್ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ರುಪೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾನು ಅದು ದುಡ್ಡು ತಗೊಂಡು ಯಾರಿಗೋ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಇನ್ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಏನಕ್ಕೂ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಫಾಲ್ಟ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದು ಸಂಬಡಿ ಇಸ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕ್ರೂಸಿಫೈ ದ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಟ್. ಈಗ ನಮ್ದು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ರುಪೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನೇನೋ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್ ಪರ್ಪಸಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. But it is not the currency's fault. It is the person's fault. So that is the cryptocurrency. Blockchain andre it is the technology which andre ontara which makes all of these currencies function. Okay. So and one simple addition to it. Maybe it's a little complicated, but I'll try to simplify it as much as possible. So it is a trustless system antare. Trustless andre it does not mean you can't trust the system antalla. It means that you don't need a third party to verify this anta. ಏನ್ ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನಾನು ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ ಕೈಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಹೌದಪ್ಪ ನಂಗೆ ಆಪಲ್ ಬಂತು, ನನ್ ಜೋಬಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಆಪಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಈಗ ಆಪಲ್ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಇಬ್ರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲ, there is only one apple, I gave it to you. Now you can go and contest it in the case, ಎಲ್ಲೋ in the case ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ನಂಗೆ ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ. ಅವಾಗ ನಾನೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 20 ಜನ ನಿಂತಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರು 20 ಜನನು ಒಪ್ತಾರೆ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಸರಿ, ಆ 20 ಜನ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಅವ್ರು 20 ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತಿದ್ವಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವಾಗ? ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಆಪಲ್ ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೀ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀರಾ. ಅವಾಗ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಹೌದಪ್ಪ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸೇ ಯು ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಯಾರು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ಜನ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ವೆರಿಫೈ ದಟ್ ದೇರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ ಫಸ್ಟ್. It moved, it is in your wallet right now, or it is in your bag right now. So internet noru trust ಮಾಡಿ, we trust the network and the Apple transfer has happened. That is essentially blockchain in one sentence. ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ trust, the internet is the trust, the blockchain network, the blockchain is the trust factor for the transactions. It could be anything. I could be sending you Apple, or I could be sending you 1,000 rupees. So the blockchain says yes, we trust it. There was 1,000 rupees in his wallet. Right now there is zero, and Mega has 1,000 rupees in her wallet, so it has gone from here to here because there is a trail. So that's how the system of blockchain works. Cryptocurrency is just a method of transferring the funds from one wallet to the other.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You beautifully explained the difference between cryptocurrency and blockchain. And also you explained how blockchain works. And yes, and also I would like to know from you that what is the one myth you would like to bust about the blockchain industry?
There are quite a few, but I will try to bust as many myths as possible. One is the main important ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ that it is only for people with prior knowledge ಅಂತ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬರೀ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ I can make a career. Absolutely wrong. Like anybody can enter the space. There is no restriction. Anybody can just ನಾಳೆ ಯಾರು ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they can just get into the industry, and industry will happily get them in, and they will do the whatever learning and education for you. That is number one. Number two, cryptocurrencies and blockchain are very different. I think the last question I kind of went on it, but cryptocurrencies and blockchain are not the same. Cryptocurrency is very different. Blockchain is the industry. So getting into the blockchain industry is very easy. There are a lot of tools right now because the industry is kind of mature. Lot of tools, and there is also a lot of money for people who get into this space, especially if you are willing to learn. It is very fast. The industry ತುಂಬಾ fast ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ every day change ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. And the worst part, or the best part, I don't know how we would like to look at it, it never sleeps. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ವೈಡ್ ಇದು. So it's a worldwide network ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Imagine a company that never shuts down. It's 24/7 365 ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬಾ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಯಾರೋ ಬ್ರೆಜಿಲ್ನವರು ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾನವ್ರು ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಪ್. ನಾವು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಲಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ವಿ ವುಡ್ ಹವ್ ಗಾನ್ ಫರ್ದರ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ವುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಚ್ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಇನೋವೇಷನ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ದಟ್ passion and hunger to kind of stay with the space and move ahead. So getting into it is very easy. It does not require anything, no fancy courses. So anybody who is if they are selling, saying, hey, we will make your money double, money triple using Bitcoin, nothing is possible. And trust me, I'm in the industry for 8 years. Nowhere on earth can you make double the money in one day. Everything needs time and effort. If you are investing in cryptocurrency, that's a different thing. But if you want to work in the blockchain space, that's a different thing. And both of it, always go with trusted sources. Do your own research all the time. DYOR anta ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇದು blockchain industry. Everybody, they say DYOR anta, which means do your own research for everything. Even between putting 1 rupee, do your own research. I'm applying for a company, do your own research. I'm reading a book, verify that. Trust but verify ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನಮ್ದು, we should do our part. Only then you will not get into any scam ಆಗಲಿ, ಯಾವುದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ. Very easy to get into And you don't need fancy degrees. You don't need to spend a lot of money to get into the space. There is nothing required. And there are so many companies who are building on blockchain right now. So there are going to be on the next either prediction prakara in the next 5-6 years, the number of blockchain firms only from India are going to be so high that there is going to be such an influx of people. So requirement is it. Tumba jana to get into the workforce, there is a massive requirement. And so it will come to that. And one of the best parts about being in the blockchain industry is that ಇದು city specific ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ all you need is a computer and internet, and you can build the next $1 billion company from smaller cities, smaller towns. Difference ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು the companies that have been built on the Coin ಅಂತ like an Indian startup which was very big. ಅವರು 2 people from ತುಮಕೂರು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ 2 men and a lady, 3 ಜನ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದೇ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಹಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಾಸನ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ತುಮಕೂರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಟೌನ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕೆಲಸ ತರ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋದು, ನನಗೆ ಬಾಂಬೆಲೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗೋದು, ಆ ತರ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾರೋ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗುಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಟುಮಾರೋ.
Thank you, sir. And as you said, DYO are doing your own research. So ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಟು ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಕೆರಿಯರ್. Thank you so much for saying that. And what are the job opportunities for people with disabilities in this blockchain industry?
Yes. So one of the most important things right now is that with blockchain, especially because it is internet first, alva, so it is completely a remote work environment. Andre nimge you don't have to go to, let's say, a physical location to work. All the meetings are on Zoom, everything is on Zoom. And especially idu COVID bandaginda, that kind of brought the attention to the main space as well, saying hey, now ಮನೇಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದು ಮನೇಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. And in fact, so people with disabilities or let us say disenfranchised, even they can't travel, they can't move, antವ್ರು ಯಾರೇ ಆಗಿರ್ಲಿ, everybody, there is a lot of people in the space, and these people are building $100 million projects just from their living rooms, because everything is a network. Andre ಇದು it's just blockchain ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, it is just like it's a network of people who are building different things and collaborating. So collaboration is one of the most important things in blockchain, because we all have to kind of look out for each other. So disabilities ugly and in whatever else that will not let you kind of work like the mass, it is absolutely possible. There are no barriers to entry at all. Like in fact, I can give an example from my own company. So namdu company le NFT ಮಾಡೋದು one of our artists. She is an artist from London, and she is a paraplegic, andre she's on wheelchair, so she can't travel, and she has ADHD, and she is one of the top selling artists on our platform. So ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾರೋ ನೀವು, there are so many facets, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ directions ಇಂದ you can actually look at blockchain and make a career of it, especially in the blockchain space.
Thank you, sir. So there is no barrier to get into this particular sector.
Absolutely.
And yes, so moving to the next question. So please let us know of any offline or online resources you recommend the students can look up to know about more about this.
Okay. So resources, there are a lot and a lot of resources freely available on the internet, especially on YouTube. And YouTube only, like even I, in the initial days, ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, that is how I also started my research. Like that's how we recommend people also to do it. ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, like you have to experiment. ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು it is tumba scary, I don't want to enter because I don't know anything. These are not excuses that people should give. Research ಮಾಡಿ, okay, what is the worst thing that will happen, ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು, maximum ಏನಾಗ್ಬೋದು, okay, maybe it is not for you, maybe you don't like it, maybe it is too difficult and you move out. But you will never know until you try. ನೀವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು. Like just get in, do your research from YouTube ಅಲ್ಲಿ just typing in what is blockchain ಅಂದ್ರೆ there are like 1 million videos that will come up. ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, NFT ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಡಿಫೈ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸೆಂಟ್ರಲೈಸ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾನೇ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್. ಬಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸೆಡ್, ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್. ಏನೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಇಟ್. ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಇದೆ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ, ಯಾವ್ದೋ ವರ್ಡ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ, ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್. Sorry, Mega. Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of freely available resources on the internet which anybody can go. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ there's like ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಏನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಫಂಡಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಓ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಅದು ಇದು. ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದು, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಡೂ. 2 times 3 times ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ದೆನ್ ಯುಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ, ಓ ಹಿಂಗ, ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ this is what this means, this is what this means, because there are a lot of terms happening right now. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ, because of the developments and the speed of development ತುಂಬಾ ಆಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ. ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ get overwhelmed by it. You ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ, I don't know is definitely not the way to look at it. ತುಂಬಾ ಇದೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, but I can also get into it. Anybody can get into it, and that's the beauty of the industry itself.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing some offline and online resources for students. And please share your career advice for students interested in joining the blockchain industry.
Yeah, okay. So with blockchain especially, there are, like I said, like it's basically like the internet and all. So whatever stream of studying you're doing, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಡೆವಲಪರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, if you are a developer or a coder, you can be a blockchain developer. So it is an easy leap. If you are into, let us say, ನೀವು ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, you have taken the stream of commerce, andre you can get into marketing, like what I have done. I'm also a commerce graduate, so I can get into the marketing side of things. And also I can get into the social media side of things, especially for blockchain antane, any digital marketing. Third one, ನೀವೀಗ let us say arts ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು you can get into NFT as a designer. Like, so ನೀವೇನೋ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು you can sell the NFT, you can create more NFTs. Or you can also in the art space, especially content writing is a big thing in blockchain kuda. So for example, somebody can kind of write or make YouTube tutorials in Kannada. ಈಗ ನಮ್ದು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ there are no guides available for blockchain currently. ಈಗ if I'm just a Kannada reader, ಕನ್ನಡ ಓದಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, because if I'm not ಒಂಥರ in the space, I may not know English, but why should that stop people from exploring the space? So ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಕಾಂಟೆಂಟ್ ರೈಟರ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬಹುದು, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದರ್ ಇಸ್, ನೀವು ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಕಾಮರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಇರಲಿ, there is an opportunity for everybody in it. And it's not only for the engineers, it's not only for the commerce guys, it's not only for arts, it could be anybody. ನೀವು ಬರೀ ಏನಂತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಬರೀ 10th ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು, ಬರೀ 10th ಅಲ್ಲೂ if you start learning, you start taking in what is it, ಅದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, because there is no requirement. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಹೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, we don't look at the college, we don't look at what you've studied. Can you code this? Can you develop this? If it is a yes, you enter the industry. If it is a no, then you can learn that and come back. So nothing will stop you in terms of ಈಗೇನೋ ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. There is no barrier to entry. If you have the skills and you're willing to learn, you can enter. So that is any stream of any discipline of study, there is a space for you in blockchain as well.
So it seems that anyone can get into this sector. So it's a huge sector anta ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. So thank you, sir, for having shared all the remarkable and essential information, and also given some valuable advices to the students. So, and also thanks to the viewers.
Thank you so much, Megha. I hope whatever I kind of told helped people. Ilamre, like, you can always kind of reach out to me or anybody from the team, and if you need more resources or anything like that, I am always willing to kind of be there and kind of help you to ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ easy ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ your entry into the space.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Megha. Thank you, Pradeep, for making this conversation really interesting and so filled with knowledge nuggets for our viewers. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ವಿಷಯನ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಿಷ್ಟವಾದ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಷ್ಟವಾದ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ತುಂಬಾ you have simplified it so much for all of us, including me, because I am one of these young people. I'm not one of the young people, but I am like them in terms of not knowing much about blockchain. And the way you spoke, Pradeep, it really made me feel very, very excited to go now and start searching for all those keywords that you mentioned right now. And and I think it was a very free-flowing conversation between Megha. Thank you, Megha, for curating this conversation as well. Pradeep, I will definitely have our career coaches take you up on the offer of taking your help and support in helping a huge community of young people understand blockchain even more deeper and wider, so that they can leverage it for their career pathways and employability as well.
Absolutely, Shravan. Like anytime you need anything, because I one thing I can tell you for a fact is that because of the amount of information that is there, it could get scary to kind of enter, especially without help. Like if you want to kind of go in alone, it is very, very difficult because you see so many things coming at you. So it is always easier if somebody in the industry kind of brings you in with with just by telling that it's easy, it's okay, it's not scary, it need not be scary. And that's the message. Like it should not be scary, it need not be scary, it's very easy and everybody can enter.
Absolutely, absolutely, Pradeep. Thank you for the offer. We will take you up on it. Pradeep, we are now into a segment which we call Voices from the Ground. Here, what we do, Pradeep, is we, as we have discussed, Pradeep, you know that this project called Unnati is, focused on 3 districts, Raichur, Bangalore Rural, and Dakshina Kannada. This program by UNDP, supported by SAP, focuses on career guidance and counseling, employability skills, and 21st century skills for young people across these 3 districts, for pre-university college students, ITI, polytechnic students, as well as degree students, university students. So I want to ask you, as somebody who's from the blockchain sector, which is an emerging sector, where information is available in plenty. However, there are a lot of misconceptions because of the fact that it's emerging, and probably there are not enough people who understand this very well. As you have said, there's a lot of information available online. So I want to ask you, where do you see a program like this, which is trying to clue in students about opportunities, be it through webinars like you are a part of? I've also told you about our expert sessions, which we are trying to take experts like you into the college premises whenever COVID windows open up and safety protocols are in place. And you also have very generously indicated a willingness to do that if time aligns between your schedule as well as that of the college and the students. So where do you see, as a person who's from the industry, the relevance of programs such as these and how it could, benefit you as somebody who's director marketing. How do you see this, being able to improve the quality of the workforce which is coming into the blockchain sector? So just your point of view on what do you think is the relevance of programs like this? Any ideas,
Um,
suggestions, feedback as
yeah,
well?
Shravan. So yeah, I mean that's a good point that you kind of bring out, saying that the relevance is, I mean, you may not kind of realize it today, but in when the people like kind of get in there, it's that one spark that people need. Like for example, like how I kind of read it in the newspaper saying, hey, Bitcoin, and I did my research. If there are like 1,000 people who see this and they search for blockchain, they want to understand more, and they know that okay, so there are career opportunities in the blockchain space as well. So what you're doing is absolutely vital in kind of helping that ecosystem grow from the ground up, because it should not only be for the elites. It should not only be for people who are like 10 years into the workforce and then they're moving into blockchain. That is not the idea for blockchain. It is not good for blockchain, and it is not good for employability as well. That is not at all the idea. So what you're doing is, and what Project Unnati and everything that is happening right now, that is fantastic, is because that is where the actual movement starts from the ground up. There are 100,000 people who are interested, and people will ask questions. So that will push for bigger and better things. So perhaps like in the next 5-10 years, we could see universities giving courses for blockchain development in general, and things like that, which kind of reinvigorates the conversation of what else is there and what else can be. So what you're doing, and what this, especially in the rural sectors of Karnataka, that you're doing, it is really really commendable, because there is a lot of talent that blockchain is missing out on right now, and we would greatly benefit from the industry level itself to actually get all of them into the workforce, because we don't know, like the next $1 billion idea could be with a student in Raichur right now, and they could be building something in the future in on the blockchain space. So yeah, I mean it's really really commendable, and I'm very glad that I could actually be a little part of it in how much ever sense. And so thank you again for inviting me for this, for sure.
The pleasure is all ours, Pradeep. Thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to be with us on a working day today. Uh, you know, uh, Ensuring that the way you've articulated and explained all angles which are relevant to the student community is really insightful. In fact, as you spoke about the newspaper article that you read years ago, I very recently read a report after we discussed on how you could come onto this session as an expert and talk about blockchain opportunities, job opportunities. I coincidentally, read an article about how blockchain is being, implemented in the social sector, and how the government of India itself is, considering and looking at leveraging blockchain to ensure that healthcare solutions are made available and accessible in a very transparent manner, right down to the grassroots in terms of people who are below the poverty line, who are in the remotest areas. And that's also probably the reason why this government is also seen, and the prime minister recently tabled a platform discussion with blockchain developers, blockchain companies, cryptocurrency organizations, to see how in the next parliament session they can monitor it with relevant structures to ensure that this technology is too crucial to just be decided on a ban or not to ban manner. As you articulated it very well, it's highly essential, important, practical as a technology to use, and it's a great opportunity for young people to join and take it up as a career pathway over the next 10 years or more. And
Yeah,
as
absolutely. I think that it is going to grow much higher, because right now in our team itself, like although we have Americans, we have Germans, we have I think Indonesians, all of them in the team. I am always on the lookout for new talent from India as well, like because I want the Indian developers and Indian marketers, Indian creators, Indian artists, all of them to come and work with us. And I know that there are hundreds of blockchain companies in India who are doing the same and are employing people above 100, 150 people in the organization. And because there is no barriers to entry, only your talent and your interest kind of puts you through. You don't need to know anything about blockchain, but people are still coming in.
So
Sorry,
just
Sharma,
one more question, Pradeep, before we close the session out. I just want to understand, for the sake of our viewers who could be educators, teachers, or students who are watching this, uh, do you think that if the colleges and if we help these colleges reach out to blockchain companies such as yours, blockchain companies would be interested in providing, short virtual internships just for the students to get an idea about blockchain, in a guided manner? Do you think that that would be worthwhile for us to ask students to reach out to blockchain companies and for us to help them? Do you think that the blockchain industry is open to interns from different walks of life in terms of?
absolutely, Shravan. I think that is definitely possible. At least from from Kalaman's perspective, I am more than willing to. Like even if I could get like 5 interns, 6 interns, just to kind of get them onto the space, and if everything works out, eventually like get them on board full time as well. That is how the space should grow. Like you need to get interns. Right now, it's still a little it's a gray area, the blockchain company. So there is no regulations around it in terms of um, so let's say every blockchain company has to have like 4 interns who are just out of college or something. If such regulations come in, then it becomes super easy because then it's a requirement, it's a legal requirement. But right now, I am very, very sure that if people reach out to cryptocurrency or blockchain companies and talk to them saying, hey, this is my school and or this is my college, and we would like some of our students to kind of get the first-hand experience of what it is to work in a blockchain firm. I see no reason why the companies should have a problem with it.
So definitely our team will reach out to you. We will speak to our program head Parul Singh, as well as our program manager for this, Anshika, and see how we can talk to our career coaches, evince interest amongst the institutions on which students are interested, and definitely connect them up to you to see how an internship could be worked out. Thank you so much, Pradeep, once again. Have a great week ahead. Look forward to working more closer with you when the time aligns, for specific sessions, either online expert sessions for specific colleges, or physical presence if it works out. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And
Absolutely, Shravan. Thank you so much for having me over, and I just hope. I mean, there was some important information that was discussed, and if any questions or anything, you can either reach out to one of you or directly to me, either on LinkedIn or on mail, and I'm more than glad to kind of help you onboard yourself into the blockchain space. Thanks so
thank
much,
you.
Mega. Thanks, Shravan, and
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
sir.
Pradeep. Thank you, Toshi. Thank you, Mega,
Thank you, sir.
for
Thank you.
helping curating this program.
bye bye. Have a happy weekend, guys. Bye.